And in the 20 years you've done this work, have you seen things intensify in this realm? Are we seeing as people are moving further away from God in different ways, more secular? What are you seeing?
Well, it's hard to measure these sorts of things, but all the exorcists will tell you, very much around the world, is that the requests for exorcisms has skyrocketed. I mean, it's just gone through the roof. When I started 20 years ago, I mean, we had cases, we weren't getting calls every day. Now we're getting, calls daily for people just screaming for help.
Mhm.
And the question is why? I think there's a lot of reasons why, but basically, I tell people, here's three fast steps on how to get possessed. And I don't suggest you take it.
Hmm.
Step number one, stop practicing the faith. The faith is your shield, Ephesians 6. So stop practicing the faith. Number two, start committing serious sins. We know what those are, whether we like it or not. We know what those sins are. And three, start doing something with the occult. Whether it's Ouija boards, tarot cards, magic, curses, all that kind of stuff. That's an explicit invitation to Satan. And now, when you actually look around us these days, what you see is more and more people not going to church, committing serious sins,
Mm.
and dabbling in the occult. Do you know that witch talk, by the way, is a subset of TikTok? Witch talk for witches has had 42 billion views.
Wow. I didn't even know something like that existed.
It's
Witch
a
talk.
yeah. Well, I don't suggest you look at it.
Oh yeah, and I won't. But
All you got to do is
42
just go ahead
billion.
for Google that. How many views has Witch Talk had? And it'll come up. I did it today. 42 billion.
One of the first things that Doug said was less people are practicing the faith. Do you have any theories as to why this time at this point in history we've disconnected from the divine? We've stopped practicing the faith. Got
Well,
rid of the
there's
shield of
lots of
Ephesians
reasons
6.
for that. I think one of the things you can count on as sort of science and technology get stronger, people have a higher standard of living, they tend to sort of rationalize their way out of the faith. And that's sort of a tip of, as we become more materialistic and more a feeling of we're in control and we don't need God. And I think people feel that way. I think the biggest thing today is what actually the new Pope talked about this is this sort of unconscious atheism or practical atheism. They just it's not that people say I don't believe in God. They just don't think about it. They don't talk about it. They don't think about it. They don't ask the questions. If you ask people, what do you think happens after death? A lot of people say, well, never thought about it.
When you get calls, Monsignor, for this, are people oftentimes panicky, or are they just, is it curious, is it question, or is it a little bit of everything? Like what's the demeanor of those who reach out to you?
We get a lot of several things. One, we get the desperate people. People have been pummeled by demons for years. They're desperate. They're despairing. We'll get those folks. Well, the other kind of folks we're going to get is somebody who's these strange things start happening and they can't understand it. They go to the doctors don't know. They talk to the psychologist, they don't know. And then they talk to a friend, and a friend says, really? You might have demons. You should call, St. Michael's Center. So they'll call saying, well, someone told me I maybe I should call you. And we say, well, what are your symptoms? And they tell you and kind of go, ooh, we should talk.
Monsignor, can you just quick follow up to this? Can you break down some of the things that people should be maybe aware of? There's personal attacks, and then there's like environmental, like in a room or a home, or there's different types of things that we hear about. Can you kind of break some of that down for us?
Yeah. Well, the first thing I tell people, first of all, look for psychological causes first. And
Mhm.
by the way, I'm a licensed psychologist and spent 30 years practicing psychology.
That's my bachelor degree.
Is it? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
it's very helpful. You could be a good exorcist. We need people with psychology backgrounds. So check psychology first, make sure it's not some sort of mental thing. And then check your doctor and make sure it's not a physical thing. But then, for example, like people will wake up in the morning with these strange bruises on their body and there's no reason for it, or scratches, or this thing that looks like an upside down cross, on their neck. They'll say, where'd they get that? And then they'll start seeing these shadow figures. It looks like I see these shadow figures. And then they'll start feeling tormented. They'll start feeling kind of beat up at night, especially around 3 in the morning. And all these sorts of strange symptoms, which get uglier and uglier. And then we say, okay, let's talk about what that might be and how to deal with it.